Well, hello, hello, hello. There's this one thing after another, my friends, but Jesus, He saves. He's the only way to the Father. There is no other way to the Father. Now, look, AI is working on something that could connect the grieved loved ones with the deceased. And we've seen stories throughout the Bible. One of the most notable is in the book of Samuel when Saul was trying to reach Samuel. Um, Total blasphemy. But in 2020, a Korean documentary team invited on its show a mother who had lost her 7-year-old daughter to an incurable disease. The girl's death was so sudden she died a week after being diagnosed in 2016. Now, the mother did not have a chance to say goodbye. For 3 years, she was obsessed with the loss of her daughter. I have lost a child myself. We lost a son, would be about 7 years ago now. And it hurts. I'm not going to lie, it does. But this producer of the documentary, Meeting You, created a digitized recreation of the child that the mother could see through a virtual reality headset. And the TV audience was also able to see the image of the daughter. On the show, the virtual girl, Nayeon, appeared from behind a woodpile and runs towards her mother, calling, "Mom." The mother burst into tears and said, "Mom misses you so much." It had 19 million views. This is sad. It really is. I was worried how the mother would react to the digitized daughter. The producer of the documentary had said, no matter how hard we try to make the character similar, she still can tell the difference. Of course they can, because you cannot recreate something that God created. This is total blasphemy, though. It's not good. Look, in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 5, it says, "For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything at all, neither have or they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten." I know that's harsh words, but that's the Bible. I mean, Jesus also let the dead bury the dead. In Leviticus 19, verse 31, it says, "Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God." Let's go to Deuteronomy 18, verse 10 through 14. "There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that use the divination, or an exerber of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer." I would say anyone that creates someone to try to communicate with them, whether virtual or not, is connecting with a familiar spirit, whether people want to realize it or not. For all these that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. For these nations which thou shalt possess hearken unto exerbers of times and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee to do so. I'll have the link in the description. This is sad to play with a human's mind like this. It really is. Um, it's just, we got to get over the loss of a loved one. And it's not easy. It really isn't. Like I said, myself have went through the loss of a child, and it took time. Remember Ecclesiastes 3, there is a time for everything. There is a time for mourning. But my friends, what the world is trying to do with telling you you can connect with the dead, let's actually bring up the story of Saul in 1 Samuel 28. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him, and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. This was a good move by Saul. He got rid of all them because he knew it was an abomination to God. But as we go a little further, and when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. Then said Saul unto his servants, Seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, Behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. Of course, she had said, Don't you know that the king Saul had, thrown away all the wizards and the enchanters in the land? Now, as we go a little further, once she had summoned him up, right here, then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up to thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. Now, of course, it's a familiar spirit. The enemy, Satan, could make you think. I've had people tell me they believe they talk to their lost ones that are dead. Familiar spirits are people that come to you and act like they are someone that you know. This is how the enemy works. He tries to perceive to you that what you're seeing through fortune tellings and tarot card readings, that this is all true. I mean, even the Ouija board that people do, the enemy tries to conceive to you that these things are true, but they are witchcraft and blasphemy to God. They are an abomination to him. It doesn't even matter if you're reading old or new. This is a blasphemy to God. What we're seeing here, even if it is AI and it's not like them, because a familiar spirit will not be like the real spirit. That's why in here we see the lady says that it was not her daughter. She could tell the difference because it's a familiar spirit, whether it's on TV or actually like we see in the book of Samuel. It is a familiar spirit. It is not the real spirit. We have got to be cautious in these days. We are in some deceiving times. People are turning from the faith. They are running towards divinations, witchcraft. They're running towards things of the world. And this is blasphemy to God. And he will not keep on letting this stuff happen. If you want to be found in the Lamb's Book of Life, if God's word forbids it, you cannot do it. If his word forbids it, you cannot do it. If God says that you shall not, be a drunkard, then you shouldn't be a drunkard. If God's word says that you should turn away from adultery, you should turn away from adultery. May God bless you all. Much love.